Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. With Palworld now being out, I figured there'd be nothing better than to go over 10 tips and tricks that I have prepared for you guys that should give you an edge. Now, do note that Palworld is quite an intricate game, and there is a lot that goes on in it, so it's very likely that there will be a follow-up video going over even more tips and tricks, so make sure to leave any suggestions you have down below. Other than that, we're going to go over some basic tips on what to focus on, some useful tips regarding making your pals stronger, and more, so as per the usual, sit back, relax, and let's dive in. Number 1, follow the base missions. Okay, so number 1 is pretty simple and straightforward, but please make sure you guys are following the base missions. I know it's very easy to just want to get out there and ignore everything, but the base missions will literally guide you through the base building process and act as a key for your success. Every time you complete a mission, which can be found in the PAL box, you can upgrade said PAL box, allowing for more pals per base and more bases overall. It'll start out relatively simple, having you craft basic things, but slowly over time will get more intricate, and following this is a great way to familiarize yourself with the base building process. Number 2, don't be ashamed to play on easy or a custom mode. This is a big one because a lot of people are going to be coming from other monster taming games that are not survival games and might get confused. Hard mode is not the same as hard mode in a game like Coromon, where enemies just have better AI and are stronger. Sure, that's part of it, but in a survival game, hard mode tends to make things a lot grindier in general. If you don't want to have to deal with grinding for hours for materials and have a life outside of Palworld, don't be ashamed to play on easy mode. Easy mode mainly reduces grind, making resources more abundant, and there is no shame in playing in that way. In fact, I highly recommend everybody takes a look at the custom settings within the game and creates a world that is tailored to their needs. I'm a monster taming fan. I think the survival aspect is fun, but I just want to go out and explore and fight monsters and bosses and stuff. As of such, my world has faster drop rates and does whatever it can to reduce on a lot of the major grind that doesn't have to do with monster taming. I made sure to balance EXP growth a little bit, turned up the capture rate, but still kept the damage multipliers at default. Although I will say the first 20 episodes of my Let's Plays, I accidentally cranked it, thinking it meant something else. So I had fun getting one-shotted by everything, but that's kind of part of it. Custom settings will allow you to still have a hard game, but not a grindy one. Number 3, catch everything. So when I say catch everything, I don't just mean catch one of each species. Catch as many pals as you can as long as your resources allow for it. Having duplicate pals will be useful for base building and condensing, which we will get into in a second. So when I say catch everything, I mean it. If something has a high catch rate, just catch it. Now I will say if you're running low on resources and want to save your pal spheres, especially early on, don't just throw them willy-nilly and waste them. But if you have an abundance of spheres, go crazy. Number 4, tech points. Okay, so the main way to craft things in Palworld is to obtain recipes for them. In order to obtain these recipes, you will have to unlock them via the technology menu, which consists of 2 types of points: technology points and ancient technology points. Technology points will be granted every time you unlock a bird statue or level up, whilst ancient technology points can only be obtained by defeating alpha monsters or tower bosses. You'll get 1 and 5 ancient points respectively. Ancient points will allow you to unlock egg incubators, which will allow you to incubate the wild eggs you find throughout the game, and just as importantly, the PAL condenser, which will allow you to boost PAL stats. It's important to note that pre-launch, they actually had the Statue of Power requiring ancient points and the egg incubators not. However, they have been switched, but get the power statue as well for the next point in this list. Number 5, get stronger pals. Okay, so speaking of the condenser and the PAL statue, these are 2 things that you can interact with that will greatly increase the power of your PAL. The PAL statue can increase your PAL stats when offering its souls, which can be found through certain enemy drops and chests you find in the wild, or you can increase your catch odds based on the amount of Liftmonk effigies you can find throughout the world, which are these green glowing statues scattered about. The PAL condenser machine will allow you to sacrifice multiple PALs in order to make a base PAL stronger, which will also increase its partner ability. I have an entire video discussing this linked below, so make sure to check it out. Number 6, PAL partner abilities. Speaking of PAL partner abilities, these are what unlocks a PAL's true potential. These abilities allow you to mount various PALs, use them as weapons, and more. However, they must be unlocked in the technology points menu after you've caught said PAL. Yet another reason to catch everything here. Once you've unlocked these, you can craft them if you have the correct resources, so make sure you're paying attention to this as well. I will have a video coming out in a couple days that goes over all of that, so stay tuned for that. Number 7, PAL base abilities. PALs do not only have traits and moves, they also have base abilities, if you will, which are noted by the little icons on the right side of the screen in the summary menu. These abilities could include the ability to kindle, water, seed, harvest, transport, graze, and more. All of these are very straightforward based on their icon. For example, if you need to use a furnace, you're going to need someone who can kindle. The kindle ability is a fireplace icon. It's really straightforward, but something that you should be paying attention to. Furthermore, the different abilities have different levels to them. Some might be level 1, some might be up to level 4, and these just affect the proficiency. Number 8, Paldex drops. Another thing you might not know, but definitely should, is the fact that you can search up any PAL you've captured in the Paldex, then see exactly what they drop. This is something that you're definitely going to want to be doing. There are certain items needed for crafting and building stuff, and I will have guides going over the farming locations for some of the important ones, but this will help you with gun development, getting souls, or whatever. If you're looking for a specific item and don't know where it is, try checking the Paldex. You might just figure it out. Number 9, use your marker. Now this is kind of funny because I didn't know this existed until like episode 20 of my Let's Play series, but yes, you have markers on the map. You can mark various locations to come back later to. The game has dungeons and settlements and other things that you will not see specific icons for on the map, so this can definitely help. Furthermore, you might want to mark down merchants, where maybe there are rare PAL spawns, etc. So just make sure you're using these. They're really useful in this type of game especially. Number 10, night view. Finally, believe it or not, nighttime is actually really good for vision. Since your immediate vision is kind of crappy, you can craft a lamp using ancient points in order to circumvent this, but because everything in Palworld glows, it makes it quite easy to actually see where the Liftmonk effigies are, where the distant towers are located, where bird statues are, and more. If you're having trouble finding stuff during the day that's way out in the distance or trying to locate something, try waiting until dusk and seeing if that helps. If not, try waiting till night and you'll see even more. And there you go, guys. Those are just my top 10 tips and tricks for Palworld, especially for beginners just diving into the game. Like I said earlier, Palworld is an intricate game, and there might be some stuff I missed here, so please feel free to let me know your tips and tricks in the comment section, and I might use them for a follow-up video. Other than that, I hope you guys are as excited for Palworld as I am, and make sure to subscribe so you get notified when all my videos come out, because I got a ton of guides, breakdowns, and more, and I will be the first to let you know whenever we get news updates, especially since this title is in early access, and we'll likely be getting a lot. Other than that, just wanted to say thank you so much to my supporters, especially Jim Hamilton, Dro Ghost, Candy Marunci, and Tragsoft, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.